you, Appalachian princess. Can't look away, Appalachian princess. Too beautiful to say, Appalachian princess. But you got gone away, Appalachian princess. We're looking out a way to get you out of this mess. Can't shut me up, I will be here fighting. Can't brush me off with thunder and lightning. She goes, we follow, not scared of no hollow. We want you to stay, Appalachian princess. But you got gone away, Appalachian princess. We will figure out a way to get you out of this mess. They thought they could hide our Appalachian princess, but we're here to find you, Appalachian princess. Can't look away, Appalachian princess. Too beautiful to say, Appalachian princess. Can't shut me up, I will be here fighting. Can't brush me off with thunder and lightning. She goes, we follow, not scared of no hollow. We want you to stay, Appalachian princess. But you got gone away, Appalachian princess. We'll figure out a way to get you out of this mess. They thought we could hire Appalachian princess, but we're here to find you, Appalachian princess. Can't look away, Appalachian princess. Too beautiful to stay, Appalachian princess. Appalachian princess. Appalachian princess.
Hello. All right. Last time we talked about a few people that were involved in Summer's life in one way or another and what they may have seen and heard. We talked about whether Jose Roman and Leslie Hill had guilty knowledge of Summer's hardships in life that they should have reported and never did. According to what they say, there were things going on that maybe should have been reported if they saw more than they're saying, especially. Can we believe what they've said, though? Did what Jose and Leslie had to say about Summer's family and her life have any truth behind it? Maybe half-truths? We know a lot of people in this case like to tell a lot of half-truths, but then we don't know what Summer's hardships were, though, right? People can make accusations and assumptions all day long, but at the end of the day, the only people that really knew what Summer's struggles were her brothers, her parents, her grandma, and Summer herself, and those that were close to the family. I believe Jose was close with the family, being that he lived there for, at least 6 months, maybe longer. Allie lived with them too, allegedly around the same time, so she had to have known what Summer's life was like. She didn't report anything that I know of, although she, like Jody Sue, claims to have witnessed abuse going on in the children's lives at 110 Ben Hill Road. We heard Allie say in the video we watched that Candace beat her kids. We don't know this to be true, obviously. We know Candace and Allie had a falling out shortly before Summer's disappearance. We know Allie has changed her story about June 15th and told different stories to different creators. I think I even heard Allie say once that if she reported anything, it was for abuse. So, trigger warning, that will be talked about. Um, but why would she tell different stories to different creators? Why would she lie? What would she have to gain from hiding anything about what she was doing on June 15th? Why would she try to make Candace look so bad? Is she trying to keep herself out of trouble because she knows more than she is saying? Is she trying to protect her underage son who was with Summer the day she disappeared? Allie remains suspicious to me in regards to guilty knowledge of Summer's disappearance. Also, Jody has said a lot of things that have raised a lot of eyebrows. And I'm going to come back to Allie and Andrew. But we all know Jody has fumbled her story too, which has been a red flag to many people because it makes her out to look dishonest and not credible. She says a lot of things that cannot be verified, that Don has not came out to defend against, or Candace for that matter. They stay off main media. Is that because of Tim Mullen? Jody says things that catch the attention of people, and we wonder what more Jody really knows based on things she says. When maybe she gets triggered, pride, anger, or jealousy get the best of her, and she says things that maybe aren't true but definitely raise a red flag in regards to Summer. Trigger warning. An example being when she said Andy, her ex that she lived with and was neighbors with Summer at the time of her disappearance, sold sedatives to Candace and the children for the children so that they could be sedated and be touched. She later comes back and says she never said that, that she meant weed, etc., even though she said and asked him what type of drugs other than weed. So that's just one example. If you listen to Jody regularly, you will know and understand. I can't do it. I get the gist enough from what I see that comes out on the YouTube streets. I can't sit through 11-hour lives, but I do skip through and skim over them. Jody places herself all over the holler, all in the matter of mere minutes the day Summer was reported missing. That's a red flag to me. She heard the scream between 4:30 and 4:42 on June 15th, supposedly. The scream that she cannot remember, but she knows what it was animalistic, but not an animal, based on her son's account. But she just sees a shape when she thinks about the scream, and her brain blocks her from being able to hear it again. I'm not saying that Jody is lying, but if she is, there must be a reason. What would that be? If the scream is true, that sounds like PTSD. Either way, that is a red flag to me. And if she is lying about the scream, which honestly I have always thought she was lying about, or she actually heard Summer scream and she knows it was Summer because she visibly saw Summer and has guilty knowledge of what happened to Summer. Or she's making it up because she wants to sound relevant to the case. Or she wants us to think something happened between 4:30 and 4:42 for some nefarious reason. It seems to me that she wants to be a witness and she wants to be involved in Summer's case on a daily basis, which honestly doesn't make any sense to me. Why would she want a bunch of internet attention when she wants all this land to herself? She nearly lost her marbles when Jackie Dobbs bought his parcel. She couldn't stand having neighbors as is and hated always hearing the kids playing. She barely survived all the people coming in and out to look at the property that was for sale in Beech Creek. Not to mention, meanwhile, the tree trimmers were there the week Summer disappeared. So that was way too much attention for her, and she hated it. So why does she like all this attention now? It doesn't make sense. I think they were actually there, the tree trimmers, for a couple weeks before Summer was reported missing. So Jody hates all the attention, judging by all that, right? But yet she seems to love all the attention based on how much she streams. Unless she is just running YouTube surveillance to make sure she is driving the narrative that she or whoever wants driven, and to keep tabs on what everyone is saying about her so she can correct what needs to be corrected, aka so she can keep pushing the same storyline and script. Though she is beginning to fumble a lot. She cannot get that timeline worked out. She can't get anything worked out after she supposedly heard the scream. Where was she after that scream happened? Let's say between 4:42 and 6 p.m. What was Jody doing in that time period? I just don't believe with her hypervigilance and all these people around that anyone else would mess with their trail cams. Wasn't her son Damien supposedly out checking the property lines or something in that time frame? And Jody was sick and inside or doing something else. I can't remember. But there's no trespassing posted. Was that there before Summer disappeared? I just don't see someone else doing that, messing with the trail cams the day Summer was reported missing. There's mysteriously no camera footage, and they were out messing with the property lines and in the creek right before then, right when Summer went missing. That very day, and within the hour of whatever happening to Summer that happened to her, Jody so happens to have her son out checking property lines. And he didn't witness anything out of the norm? If the scream was heard by Jody and her children, what would they all have to gain from lying? If it's not even true, I can't help but wonder. Let's listen to some concerning things that Jody says in one of her lives that Hair Curlers and Crime dropped. It's from the Don Juan T.S. To Not Be Guilty of Being Don, a FAAFO Fire live. All right, from Hair Curlers and Crime. So this is from Hair Curlers and Crime. Okay, so if you're not subbed up to Hair Curlers and Crime, she's got a lot of great content and she's a sweetheart, so please sub up to her.
Everybody else is crap. Everybody else is dope. Everybody else is everything.
She's saying everybody else is this, everybody else is that, everybody else is traffic, everybody else is dope.
But never their own.
But never their own. Talking about Don and Candace.
Never their own traffic. Never their own known weirdo pedos that they absolutely know are that they have visited in the hill. Or
never known weirdo pedos that have visited the hill.
You know, partying the bullshit, lifestyle. No. Has to be somebody else that did the vanishing of Summer.
Has to be somebody else that did the vanishing of Summer, she says. It couldn't have been her parents, she's saying. Couldn't have been them. She's being sarcastic.
Everyone's here and say, well, it could be some of them fucking freaks. We invited up there, or some of the people they bought took off of, or some of the people they visited in Knoxville, or whatever state. No, it couldn't be.
So if Jody knows more about something that went on in Knoxville, she should probably talk about that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that she does. I'm just saying if Jody knows so much about what goes on all the time, then shouldn't she know about some of the people that were up there, what their cars looked like, who they were, what they were doing, what they were in and out with? She should know some of the people that could have took Summer then, right?
No. Has to be the new guy at the job site. Has to be Hammond. Has to be Frank fucking White. Has to be Fred. Has to be somebody. Okay.
So she's naming like Dudley, Hammonds, people that are all in the holler, like Fred and Frank and everybody else back in the holler.
I gotta tell you, we ain't the ones like Candace who knew that there was apparently a child for sale or trade for meth down the road, pointing towards a certain hill and a certain exit. And you're fucking, yeah, weren't they?
Where did Jody hear this from? About Candace knowing there was a child for sale at the end of the holler? And what child? Like, what? I've never heard this. I've never heard that before. And Jody just says it like it's nothing.
Aren't that? I've never met anybody in my life, and I met some of the biggest fucking dope dealers in the nation, bro. Hell, even you know them, right? The real cornbread mafia and insane. Right, motherfuckers? Try me. Bigger than.
So she's saying the real cornbread mafia, but actually something different because it's something bigger than the cornbread mafia that she knows personally and that they, being the parents of Summer Wells, know personally from what Jody's saying here. And she sounds pretty proud of it, if you ask me.
Even those motherfuckers aren't taking a child for debt. They aren't taking a child to sell. They ain't into that type of shit. Ain't their thing. Not even locally, not Del Rio, not the ones that go across fucking country everywhere from the beautiful Oxycontin Highway here. But y'all
Y'all heard what she just said, right? From the beautiful Oxycontin Highway here. As in, she thinks the Oxycontin Highway is beautiful that runs through there. Okay, Jody, we gotcha.
from the beautiful Oxycontin Highway here. But y'all know motherfuckers that have people that apparently sell children or trade them off for meth. Can't say it's there. I've never known a motherfucker one in my life who's like, hey, so I have this kid and I'll trade for meth. Y'all do that? Fucks up with that? I don't know.
If you know that they know somebody that's willing to trade a child for meth, then you know that there's a child that's someone's willing to trade for meth, and you're not going to report something like that? Or did you? Do you have receipts on that?
I don't know. Never did quite get to the bottom of it. And I absolutely did report it.
She says she absolutely did report this. She reported it, she says.
Because that shit was weird. It's fucked up. Now, I don't know. It could have been on more Jello weirdness just put out there for no good reason other than be fucking liars and be strange, right? And like, there's all these strange moments through here, right? Strange moments. When, you know, I mean, I can tell you, like, I guess there's monsters are all different. They do all kinds of different shit, you know.
Monsters are all different, she says. They do all different kinds of stuff. So her monster's different from that monster. Her monster allegedly didn't sell drugs to sedate children, right? Although she said he did. That wouldn't make him quite far from that kind of monster, now would it, Jody?
Each has their own way about them. They all have similar threads, flavors, whatever, but each one does shit differently. Right? Years past a while. All the little ones, they grow. Right? The older ones become less interested in outdoors and playing and all that.
I gotta go slower. I'm gonna lag like a hoe. Oh, yes, Allie. Tell Allie Chris said hi. Got her back and she says, "Hey, girl."
Time I go to fucking play this motherfucker.
Good friend of mine. What your favorite color is?
Green.
Green. So I have a question for you, Allie. When did you decide to release Jose from your belly button?
I just realized my mic was muted. Whoopsie daisies. All I was saying was, I'm getting back into Allie now because Allie is suspicious to me too for the fact that she keeps changing her story. And I want to know why she keeps changing her story because her son was there that day that Summer disappeared. And if she knows more, I sure wish she would tell it. And if she knows more about Summer's life leading up to her disappearance, I wish she would be able to get a clear thought out with that and tell it too, because that could help in telling Summer's story, which is important because Summer deserves a voice. Now, this is from Andrew Hiltz's live. It's called This is War and Talking with Allie. It was streamed 10 months ago on March 29th, 2022. It's Outlaws Podcast. I'm at an hour and 36 minutes.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just saying. I mean, he did say he went off grid, so.
Listen, when he went after.
You hear what he just said? He asked, when did Jose move out of her belly button or whatever, which, gross. But I wish they would take it more seriously, this interview. They didn't ask very good of questions, and it was a lot of repeat questions, and they didn't take it very seriously, and I wish they would have, because it's important. It's for Summer. But anyways, this is Ellie and Andrew. And he was talking about Jose, and he said Jose went off grid. You guys remember that? Jose talking about going off grid and throwing a phone into the ocean? That's still so sketchy to me, and I still wonder all about that.
The dirty old woman, that's when she's gonna go. What? Yeah, he's been off grid already. He's been headed to Candace's dirty, pissy, rotten, unwashed twat.
Ew. Wait. What time did Cash App Candace drop Hunter off at home that day? Wasn't that about 2:30?
Yeah.
Yep, 2:30, guys.
So Hunter was dropped off around 2:30 per this interview.
And Crow Folk says her favorite color is green as well. Oh, I don't wanna. You left some.
Well, someone said I started my kids.
Oh, live in a dirtbag house, but Allyson, you seen my house. My house is fucking clean as gold.
My kids eat more than I eat.
I know, right? I mean, Ellie, what do you think? What do you think would be a good place? What do you think would be a good place to find Summer? Any ideas?
Summer's on that property. That's what I'm saying.
All right, where do you?
So Allyson thinks that Summer's on the property somewhere. She's not alone thinking that, because I know I've heard a lot of other people, seen other people in chat speculate that Summer's on the property, and there's been searches before where they didn't find I hate to say it, but a body on the property for a couple years, even after the investigation started, which unfortunately, I guess that could be the case. I don't believe it's the case.
Do you have an inkling of maybe where she might be on that property?
Nope.
Mind you, we don't usually go over the case here, but given there's an interview with Allie, I will allow it for this one only. I will not.
Can you smell the
Last night, PG been so horrible to her. PG was horrible to you?
No.
Do you think the Ellie and TBI are close to figuring out the truth?
I hope so.
Me too. But yes, we will allow questions for Allyson today, no matter given that she is willing to do this.
Well, we could do it on another day.
I'll let you go. And then we'll figure this out. In your face, backstabbing people. Yes, we know. Yes, we can believe that. Let's hope that's true. I'm waiting for a few more to pop up. Food, drink, and place to be. Her favorite color is green. She already answered that. What's it? Oh, they want to know what was Grandis like with the grandkids.
Rough around the edges.
Oof.
So she says Grandma was rough around the edges with the grandkids, which, y'all, I mean, we heard Grandis. I don't know if you all heard Grandis on the farm last night, but that was scary. She sounded scary.
Yeah, don't.
Which how Grandis was with grandkids. Rough around the edges.
As in a good way or just strict?
I mean, anyway, she tried to be strict and didn't work.
Oh, so she was a bit of a hard ass. Well, Now I understand why Grams and Grandis got along so well.
Oh, no. I did not like neither one of them cotton picking people.
Cotton picking, she says.
Stay out of my garbage, you tool.
Oh, Jesus. Allie, question. Do you think Don is abusive?
Yeah?
All right, hang on.
But if you ask me, Candace is more of the abuser than Don is.
Okay.
So Allie thinks Candace is more abusive than Don, but if the only thing that she's ever seen of Candace being abusive was whooping one of her kids' butts, I'm not downplaying that. That's still bad, but what would be, I mean, how is that, what would Don have done that was considered abusive if that was worse, if that was the worst that she saw? I think she's lying, or she actually saw worse and doesn't want to say.
Have they ever shown emotions before Summer went missing, besides anger and fighting?
No. Drunken.
Drunk?
No.
All right, here's my question. How often did they drink?
Every day. Every damn day at 5:30.
Okay, how often did Jose drink with them?
Every fucking day.
Now, remember, Jose said he was clean, and I don't think Jose said he was even drinking. I think he said he wasn't even doing that. I could be wrong. Sorry, I'm all moving around. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Jose said he wasn't even drinking. But Allie says he was every day.
Did he show any signs of distress about his divorce?
No.
Did he mention anything about his divorce?
No. He said that all he said is that he went to court. He gave his wife or ex-wife the house, $30,000 in the checking account. In his checking account. And let's see. Yeah. And he was.
I'm sorry, I don't know what this guy is doing to this poor dog during this. Just ignore that, I guess.
After a while, he was all over Candace like hot sticks on glue. Because that was his Harley Quinn.
Oh, shit. Does Candace have any other siblings other than Rose?
Yeah, I believe she's got a.
Don't whisper speak. Don't whisper speak.
Oh, yeah, it's one dead. Besides that one. I don't know.
Unknown. Okay. Did they do drugs because Jose said they didn't?
They did. Candace smoked pot all the time. Jesus.
All right.
So Grandma in the background saying they did. But Allie's like, no, they just smoked pot. Jesus. But would Allie want to say, or should Grandma even be saying that because of their situation with their kids and knowing that their kids have been up there and in and out of there all the time, and that Hunter was with Candace on the day Summer disappeared? I wouldn't be wanting to talk about that if it was me and my kids. That's just me. I wouldn't have my kids up there in the first place, though.
I want to get to did he ever say, did our son or Jose ever say anything about Candace trying to solicit our son?
No.
Okay. Did Hunter feel uncomfortable around her at times?
No.
Okay. Now, now there's a rumor going on. Hold on. There's a rumor going on. Does Allie know anything about a cross necklace Don and Candace got?
Nope.
All right. Any?
Huh?
I don't know. That's what was popped up. Now, Do you have any reasons to suspect SA, Candace and our son?
Nope.
Okay. Candace put somewhere safe away from Don. I don't. I think it's more like Don's safe away from Candace from what you're telling me.
It's more likely Don's in a safe place from Candace because Don's in jail.
Yeah.
So they're saying Don's in a safe place from Candace, like Candace is the abusive one. Which I want to say, well, she would know, right? Because she lived with them. She was around them. But Don wasn't even there when she lived there. So it's hard to believe her.
Who always would start the fights between them?
I think most of them was Candace.
All right.
And
Now,
I think it was drunk and mouth.
Listen, hang on. A question. Did Don and or Jose say anything, any appropriate things to your eldest, as in your daughter?
Jose did.
Would you would you like to clarify of what you remember some of those things being?
Oh, I remember that day perfectly when my daughter told me. I was at work. I was working in layaway. My phone goes off. And True sent me a...
In case you didn't hear that part, she's talking about Jose right now.
message saying that Jose was creeping her out and he gave her the creeps. I asked her why. She said because he wrote on this thing, it was some kind of messenger game or whatever. 1 through 10, what am I to you? And he told her his crush.
Mm-hmm.
Did Donis
That
ever?
is fucking nasty.
Oh yeah. Did Candace ever knock out Don?
Oh no.
Apparently this necklace that I just asked you about, the boys gave her.
Right. Well, we don't even know you.
For your, did their fights ever get physical?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
So here you got Grandma in the background and Allie both saying, yes, the fights got physical between Don and Candace. We haven't technically seen it, but we've seen enough that we can put 2 and 2 together and assume that, but we know it's not safe to assume things. But in my mind, I can't help but assume that it has happened, just judging on the circumstances and the facts that we have of the fact that Don went in for a domestic and Don had the cops called on him. Again, there was an open 911 line for another domestic that they couldn't tell who the primary aggressor was or whatever, so nobody got arrested. But Don did get arrested October of 2020, and Candace got him out of that because she ended up saying, you know, it wasn't true or whatever. It didn't really happen like that. And then we saw, which we didn't really see, what we heard was it sounded like Don hit Candace, but we didn't technically see Don hit Candace, so we can't say that we did. But I don't know. It seems like Don has violent tendencies, if you ask me.
The reasoning for you and Candace parting ways.
There's a lot of reasons.
How about the main reason of why you had to send the cops to go get the kids?
Woo! I'm a 0 out of 10.
Now, what caused that fight?
She wouldn't bring the kids home. What caused that fight? Well, let's see. I had money come up missing, and
She says she had money come up missing, but I remember her saying, I had money come up missing, but I never said anything. So that couldn't have been what caused the fight, because she said she never said anything.
Let's see. Her mother found out she was sleeping with Jose.
Ooh.
No way.
Yeah, her mama caught her. Like, you can look right through the fucking kitchen floor.
I don't understand why Allie would be mad about that, but whatever. I guess unless she was trying to hook up with Jose herself.
And there she was, sleeping right with him.
Holy shit. Did you ever witness Candace being loving towards Summer and the boys?
No.
I can see how she would be upset about it. Actually, I take that back, because the fact that Candace is married and she's like totally grossed out the fact that Candace is married and trying to sleep with another man. But yet again, we don't know that this is true. I mean, for all we know, Jose could have been into Candace, and Candace might have been like, no, I don't want you. You can stay here, but I don't want to get with you. And maybe Jose wanted to get with Candace, and Candace turned him down. And maybe Grandma liked him, but he didn't like Grandma. And maybe Allie was jealous because Jose didn't like her. I don't know. Who knows? Doesn't matter. I don't know if it matters or not. But why are all these people lying about it? I don't know. Why did nobody want anyone to know about Jose? I don't know.
So she wasn't a loving mother?
Hell no.
All right, another question. Did Summer ever explore the woods with the boys?
Yes.
Did she ever go out and, what's the word? Did she ever go out and, I can't remember what I was going to say, by herself to explore?
Yes. No, she never left the property.
No, I'm saying, did she ever go out and explore the woods by herself, like without her brothers?
No. No.
Jose says she did. Allie says she didn't. I feel like Allie wouldn't really know that for sure, and it seems like she's asleep a lot of the time, so maybe she wouldn't really know that for sure. But I feel like a lot of 5-year-old kids that are living out there probably would go explore the woods. I would if I was a kid.
All right.
Summer would not go to woods by herself.
All right. Who were you? Dumb question. Who were you sleeping with on June 15th of 05?
No one. What? 05?
Yep.
Who the fuck?
I don't fucking know. Wasn't that back when you were fucking RJ?
She was born in 04. In 2005, yes.
Oh, yeah, it would have been me. We're fucking me. Was there anyone else Candace was sleeping with other than Jose?
Sorry.
No, she was trying to pick up some dude on the internet.
Okay. And
So she's saying she was trying to pick up some dude on the internet. How would she know this unless Candace was like talking to her about it? I find that to be a little bit odd. Maybe Candace was just talking to someone on the internet and Allie assumed she was trying to pick him up and bring him home. But I don't know. Maybe Candace really was. That's a little concerning if Allie's going to talk about Candace just bringing random strangers in the home, and obviously she let Jose stay there without meeting him. Well, when she first met him, she then also let him live with them, which I guess many could see as kind-hearted and the right thing to do, but also many would see as the wrong thing to do. And being that they barely had enough for themselves and they had children, and maybe it wasn't the right thing to do to let some grown man and offer for all their friends too to stay with you when you don't hardly have enough for your own kids. maybe you should just tell them to move and go on their way. And for the safety of your own family, because you don't know the person and what they're about, you don't know what their mental health is like, you don't know if they're on drugs or not, or who they know, or what they're going to bring into your home. So in my opinion, that's a dangerous thing to do, but it's what she did. So I'm not hating on her for it. I'm not judging her for it. I'm just trying to figure out a little more about the people that were there and around. That's all.
Yeah, there you go.
She was texting him. I think he was from Johnson City, maybe.
Oh shit.
On the way to her house before you hit oh my god, I can't think of the fucking. It's not Beech Creek. It's the road before Beech Creek.
Okay. Did Candace sleep in the house or in the camper? I mean, Grandis.
What?
Did Grandis sleep in the house or in the camper?
At first, she slept in the house until her and Candace got into it over Jose.
Okay, could you say there was jealousy between those two over Jose?
Yes, because
So apparently they got into it over Jose and there was jealousy. I'm not sure why there would be jealousy and why they would be fighting over a man that they both just met that they hardly know at all or anything about. But according to Allie, they were. We don't know this to be true. It seems like there might be some truth behind it, just given the fact that Candace was so quick to just brush it under the rug and not want to talk about it. And Allie's so quick to want to talk about it. I feel like there's definitely something going on there with Jose that Candace doesn't want to talk about. Maybe Grandma doesn't want to talk about either. I think it'd be interesting to see what she has to say about it.
Grandis wanted Jose.
Okay. Now, can you say that Jose started most of those problems?
No.
Okay. Did he cook, clean, basically house bitch?
Me and Jose kept the house clean.
All right.
So supposedly Allie and Jose kept the house clean, which we heard Jose say that he did help keep the house clean when he lived there. I mean, that's cool. That's great. I would hope you would do something. I don't know if Allie worked at the time that she lived with the Wells or not. She probably worked at Walmart then because she was bringing them dollar pizzas and feeding them all the time, according to her, even though Jose said he cooked. So did Jose cook all the time or did Allie bring them not frozen pizzas? She said all they ate was frozen pizzas so that she would bring them food. So was Allie bringing them food and Jose was cooking it all or what?
Know what the dude's name is because they gave it up. The cat gave to Hunter that he gave to Summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now, is that cat still up there?
I have no idea.
Okay. And with who?
Everybody. Let's see. The boys slept downstairs.
Okay.
And all the girls slept upstairs.
All right.
So, the question was, where did everybody sleep and who slept with who? And her answer was the boys all slept downstairs and the girls slept upstairs. But that's not what we hear from Candace. So maybe things were just different when Allie was there.
All right. Grandis, you said was in the camper?
After a while, yes.
Okay. Candace and Jose?
What?
Candace and Jose slept where?
Downstairs on the bunk bed.
Do you know why Candace and Don were moving to
could have swore she just said all the girls slept upstairs and the guys slept downstairs, but then like 2 seconds later she says Candace slept downstairs with Jose on the bunk bed. So what one was it?
To Utah.
Don went to Utah for a job because it paid more and everything else.
Did Jose go to Utah with Don?
No, Jose was at the house with me and Candace. And Candace at first was going to sell the house and go to. She was supposed to try to sell the house and go to Utah.
Okay.
With Don.
You have a big tooth.
Funny she brings this up to Andrew because I feel like Andrew might have possibly been one of the people that was trying to go down there and get that property. That's just a complete speculation of mine.
Tooth.
Oh. What the hell was that? Ask. Now, do you think there was an accident with Summer?
I don't know what to think. I wasn't there.
Since
She says, I don't know what to think because I wasn't there. That's all she says when she's asked what she thinks happened. I don't know what to think. I wasn't there. Were you? Were you not there for sure? Because it really did sound like your voice in that milk jug video. I'm not going to lie. But anyways, I think the baby's awake. So I'm going to end this. I'm going to go check on him. I could swear I heard him moving around in there. But I appreciate you all being here. And we're going to keep moving along on people that I think were involved in Summer's life leading up to her disappearance that could have had some knowledge that they could share that could be helpful in telling Summer's story. Maybe not necessarily that could find her, but it could be helpful in telling her story at least, which could also be helpful in the efforts to find her and to keep her name out there and her story alive. And the people that are all being talked about are going to be untruthful, switch their stories, and be unclear. And it bothers me to no end, and I wish they could just come out with it. But all right, I'm going to go check on the Beebs. Thanks for being here, you guys. I'm going to play a song and leave it on a good note. Bye. Love you guys.